Howdy folks, it's me, Manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system. It's been a while since I've been down here in front of the magical Manic Mark movie camera, and I'm just winging it again. I hardly ever write anything down. You could probably tell that. But it's been a while since I've appeared in front of you because of all the exercising I've been doing is you could tell it's starting to wear me down. But since I'm, like the Jackal Lane, and I hope you're keeping up, and because spring is nearly upon us, and we all want to look our best, right? Thank you very much. Okay, I'm wearing a new shirt. Can you see this? It's very colorful. This is just the natural color that comes out of the camera, and this shirt came from Sideshow Tink. That's right. She was very kind to send me this great shirt. So now let's get to the artwork. I know you're sitting there apprehensive as to what this could all be. What kind of artwork is this, Mark? Apparently, in my head, I think, in the title it says DNA obscure. Or I don't. There you go. Cut all that out. And what I've done is, well, it's really kind of tragic and disturbing, but I've really been blessed with having great teeth and very few cavities. But I had one tooth that had a pretty bad cavity, apparently, a long time ago, and it was filled. And because I'm so manic, I thought this is my teeth. Well, I cracked the thing and cracked it, and it's been that way for a while. So all winter, I swear to God, all winter I've been working, and I even got so bad I went to the dentist, and he said, "Well, this has happened once before. Your sinuses, and there's pressure, and you're just feeling that." I'm like, okay. So all winter I dealt with this coming and going. The horrible tooth thing, right? So then the filling finally came loose, and I thought, oh, well, it's just the filling, right? So I go to the dentist, and when you're sitting in the chair, and the dentist is looking in your mouth, and he does this, oh, Mark, oh, no, oh, and I'm not kidding, went on, for a minute. I'm like, I know that something's not good. And it's what a molar it cracked right into, and apparently, and I didn't know this, but people out there that know this, you can get a root canal if it's the tooth with 2 roots, but if it's got 3 roots which a molar has, and it splits in 2, you could just pull it out. So I'm like, yeah, pull it out. So there's a doctor in the office that day, and he came in, and I right there and then, and yanked it out. And it's been a long time since when I was an early teenager, I've had any teeth pulled. So you feel that pressure, that twisted, and it yanking your head. And he said, well, actually, that was at 5 minutes, this guy's in there. And he's like, well, that was a pretty easy tooth to pull because it was already cracked in half. Normally we have to split them in half. I'm like, oh, great. I can't even imagine that. So I'm thinking the whole time when people used to go to their barber to get a haircut and a tooth pulled. I mean, at some point there was ether, I guess. But before that, you had whiskey or Applejack or something. Yeah, you drink a whole bottle of that and still feel the tooth coming out. I'm sorry. So I'm thinking about those poor people that had to tolerate that. I'm not even going to go into the healthcare thing. I could say something like, we got to get used to it again. You got to cut out all the Novocaine to save money. I don't know. Cut all that out. And so what I've done is I got the tooth. They gave me the tooth. And apparently they're not supposed to hand out teeth, but I'm like, they have these little kid plastic things. Says tooth power on it. I got it over here. I'll go get it. They gave me the tooth in this little thing that says smile power. That's right. So they give little kids their teeth. And when a tooth falls out of a kid's head, they put it under the pillow and they get money from the tooth fairy. What is it up to now? Like $50? When I was a kid, it was a quarter, right? And so, they're giving out teeth, but apparently adult teeth are biohazards. Well, I have my tooth. I got my tooth, and I was thinking about this, that sometime in the future, when someone out there finally figures out that my art is valuable, I'm going to be gone. And at some point in the future, people are going to start cloning people. So they're going to say, wow, like Picasso and Chagall and Moreau and Jack Kirby, Frank Frazetta, all those guys, and they're going to say, Manic Mark, man, we knew these guys were good, but Manic Mark was just like, he was so far advanced. But I've solved the problem, because they can clone me. And how can they clone me? Well, I made this sort of like this religious icon with my tooth inside of it today. Can you see that? Can you see the tooth in there? It's under glass. It's symmetrically sealed, so there's no biohazard danger. You know, and I go back to that thing with the dentist. I just want to know that I've sealed this in, so there's no danger. I was thinking about, and how I got this idea, I was thinking about the spear of Jesus. Have you seen that? I think it's on the Nat Geo channel, or the Discovery Channel, the History Channel. One of those three channels did the thing on the spear. Well, they think it is, but it appears like it's a later Roman spearhead, and they probably think it can't have come from the time that Jesus was speared in the side, right? But there's been this whole mystery behind it, and people of power like Hitler went and got the spear, and Charlemagne, I think, had it, and they attach all this power to it because this myth builds up around it. So that's what's going to happen to my tooth, because it may be, who knows, how long it will be before, you know, they will revere my tooth, that society will revere my tooth to the point where it will be deemed necessary and in fact some kind of religious experience to have me cloned. So whoever has the tooth is going to wield a lot of power. In fact, it will probably pass, like the spear of Jesus, pass through the hands of dictators and religious nuts down through the ages before I'm actually, you know, recreated in some form. And maybe it won't be a clone. Maybe I'll just be recreated as a spiritual, a white light of power or something like that. It'll just be this ball of opalescent ball of energy. That's how I'll be recreated. But they may need like some kind of mapping code, like DNA. And they can get it from this tooth, apparently. I think that they'll just be able to take this tooth and get it. So I put it in a small, kind of iconic-like container with me on the back. There I am, just so they know that it should be saved, because DNA and cloning. So this will be saved, and you can hang it on your wall. And oh yeah, and the people, anybody out there, like all the 9 people that watch my videos, or maybe it's less than that, and some people watch them once or more than one time, that always wanted a piece of me. Just not good enough to have a piece of art that I've done, but actually a piece of me in my art. This could be it. Yeah, this is not going to be cheap, you see, because you will be the first person in this lineage of crazy people to. Oh, I don't mean anything about. No, you'll be sane. It's the people that come after you that will start building the myth, and they'll be nuts. You're perfectly sane. But it's not going to be cheap, because I know what's going to happen. I know there's going to be this whole myth built up around me, and this is going to be quite it's priceless. Because the Spear of Jesus, you cannot just go in to your local Kresge's or Woolworths or Gelsenlighters and buy the Spear of Jesus. No, why? Because there's only one. And not only that, I mean, it's like the Holy Grail of spear heads, or if it's just the Holy Grail of the Holy Grails. Think how much that would be worth. So this is in that league. And I hope you're no more afraid now than when you click the clicky thing. Thanks, folks.